Hello, Dragon families, and thanks for tuning in to the February edition of Inside the Dragon. In this edition, you're going to see the Paint Creek Science Night and all of the fun that the students had, as well as the middle school Battle of the Books. It's fun for the families, it's fun for the students, and everybody involved. Our Lake Orion High School winter athlete signing also took place. We had a celebration for all those student athletes as they continue on in their careers academically and athletically. Our kindergarten students are excited to have their 100th day under their belt, and each school celebrated it in their own way. And lastly, celebrating our District Teachers of the Year, Mr. Michael Steele at the high school, Mr. Nick Shaskos at the middle school, and Mr. Norman Wright representing our elementary teachers. We have some fantastic teachers, and the three of them are great representatives, and we're happy to move them on to the Oakland County competition to be Teacher of the County.
When the calendar year begins, Paint Creek Elementary students know they're on the clock, preparing for the annual Science Night, and their creativity is essential. The event is guided by Principal Lauren Smith and receives full participation from students in all grades, as well as the parents, who visit with their students in the evening to absorb the opportunity.
Welcome to our annual Paint Creek Science Fair and Discovery Night. This is a beautiful event that our PTO and our school staff collaborate on each year. We invite all of our students to participate by creating some type of science fair project under 5 different categories. We have kids in kindergarten through 5th grade with 127 students participating this year. Along with our science fair, we also open up the rest of our gym, our activity areas, our media center, and our cafeteria to run live experiments with the National Science Honor Society students. Team 302 from robotics comes and puts on a great display for our students, and our naturalist Randy will come with his live animals. And interspersed in all of these are many, many, many imagination stations where kids get to explore and build and create. It's a great time for everyone at Paint Creek.
There are stations throughout the school, including a place to build with big blocks in the gym, viewing the middle school and high school robots created by the robotics team, an animal trainer, and an area of tactile objects for even the smallest children. The area of the science night that draws the most attention are the various individual student projects, which involved experiments and explanations of science concepts, educating all parents and students who visit.
I did a project with my robotics team, and we made a stage and a roller skating.
I did a bouncy egg, so it's called egg and vinegar.
I didn't make a project, but my brother did.
Okay, and what is his project?
His project is about his bearded dragon, and it's about fun facts about his bearded dragon, and the bearded dragon's name is Smokey.
I made a catapult.
I made a volcano.
So we have a lot of very fun events, and it, I think, makes our school better.
The Lake Orion Community Schools Battle of the Books is an annual event that builds throughout the winter. Students are presented with a few books in October and form teams. The students read the books and absorb the knowledge, focusing on the intricacies of the stories.
So students started preparing in October, reading the 4 books, and we had monthly meetings to kind of check in and see how everybody was doing and build excitement. And today everybody got together to answer the trivia questions to see how well they knew the books and to celebrate their love of reading.
Tons of creativity with their costumes and their team names. We love to see them kind of jump in, dive into the books. They connect their names and their costumes to books, which is awesome. And we have a great time with all the different formats of questions. We do true and false, we do short answer, we do multiple choice. So it really gives kind of everybody a chance to shine, which is really kind of fun.
Well, we're hoping next year to have a different format. We're hoping to do something that will showcase our entire library program and not just celebrating trivia on 4 books, and really bringing the public libraries program in to showcase them more. So we're really excited about some updates coming next year.
As the students competed to answer the questions, they also embraced creative team names and costumes, embracing the day's theme.
For all of us, I think we just read as many books as we could in the beginning, and then, at least for me, I read the books twice. The first time I read it just to read it. The second time, I read it for notes.
Yeah, I tried to read like when I could, but I was having issues with like forgetting.
I feel like what I did is I read and took notes at the same time because it was just faster for me, so that helped me a lot.
Yeah, we've placed for all years, so we were like, okay, we can do this. I believed in us the entire time. I didn't know we would place first place, but.
I'd like to welcome you to the winter signing. This is the second of 3 signings we have throughout the school year. This fall, we're fortunate to have 13 student athletes sign their letters of intent, and now we get to celebrate 12 more. Join an elite group of high school athletes that do things the right way and give themselves a chance academically, through their hard work, through their talents, and of course, through the support of mom and dad and their families, because they all know they wouldn't be sitting in these chairs and having this opportunity if it wasn't for you.
Embrace it. Take the time and enjoy it, because you might think, oh, I have 4 or 5 more years, but as you know from your high school career, it goes very quickly. Katie's been a part of our program for 4 years, and I can honestly say that she's contributed and has made it someplace better for those girls that are coming after her.
He's a great student. He has amazing talent on the baseball field. He's fast. He's got some juice in the bat. He can play great defense. He's got a very, very good arm.
And I knew right away that I had a leader in my program. She was named captain last year as a junior for the track and field program.
He's a big part of the lacrosse program. He plays attack. He's going to be a 2-year varsity letterman, but a part of our regional championship team last year. Hopefully he'll be part of it.
Football along with lacrosse. He's been a 4-year varsity lacrosse player playing the attack position. Last season, Luke finished among the team leaders in goals and assists. As a junior, Luke earned all-region honors. He's been a multiple sport athlete. That's why I introduced him as an athlete, playing football, basketball, and lacrosse over his career. Currently, he's participating on our unified basketball team as a player coach. Andrew is a rare athlete, being that he was named All-State in 2 sports, last year in lacrosse and this year as a defensive back on our football team, and then lacrosse as an attacker. In the season, he had an outstanding season for us, starting every game on our defensive line. Tyler's a very good athlete and an unselfish team-first player. Don was one of the captains on our football team this year. He won our leadership award and was a Dragon Award winner for our football team. He was our leading receiver this season and was recognized as a second-team all-conference player. KD was a 2-year starter at linebacker. He also participated in basketball and track. KD was the first-team all-state football player. He finished the season with 79 tackles, 14 tackles for loss, 7 quarterback sacks, 1 interception, 2 fumble recoveries, and 1 defensive touchdown. Joey was an absolute wrecking ball on both sides of the football for us. He had 82 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 6 quarterback sacks. He made plays all over the field. Joey was a finalist for the state champs Anvil Award and was selected first-team All-State. It's a Dragon record for most rushing yards over his career and was one of our all-time leaders in touchdowns scored. Billy was named the Detroit Free Press All-State Dream Team. For this past season, he ran for over 1,600 yards, averaging over 7 yards a carry, and he scored 23 touchdowns. Ray has been a 3-year varsity football player for us. He's also a sprinter on our track team. For the past few seasons, Raymond has been one of our big play threats on offense. Ray was a threat to score every time he touched the ball. Today's date is February 7th. It is 9:30. Go ahead and sign your letter of intent. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our winter class signing on the letter of intent day.
One of the exciting days in each kindergarten school year arrives in February, when the students celebrate the 100th day of the school year. With counting as a priority in the curriculum, the teachers seek to find unique ways to engage the students. The days are filled with counting and challenges to total 100. The most interesting spin comes from allowing the students to interpret what a 100-year-old person looks like. Though it's a few months removed from Halloween, the costumes are just as creative, with an array of canes, wigs, powdered hair, glasses, and necklaces. The participation is high, and even many of the teachers lean into the dress-up as well. Lake Orion Community Schools recognizes a Teacher of the Year annually at each level, honoring them with a celebration of their support of students. For the 23-24 school year, 3 were recognized. At the high school level, Lake Orion High School Band Director Michael Steele's impact was celebrated by colleagues.
Okay, you're the man this year. Mike Steele.
Mike has been a mentor to me for the past 12 or so years, almost half of my life. I was in his program for 5 years, and even though I was never actually in the band, I was in the color guard, I didn't play an instrument. I have so many good memories of Mike from high school, and I listed out 20, and I cut them down to 2. So my top 2 were, we happened to come up with a lot of nicknames for Mike in my time in the program. We called him things like Steeleo and DJ Mikey Mike, and he begrudgingly accepted those nicknames even though we could tell that they annoyed him. And my senior year, he had an epic lightsaber prank where he and the choir director at the time got in a big blowout argument and then came back in to the Imperial March and had a lightsaber battle. The band room was always a safe space for me in the band hall as well.
Mother Teresa once said that we can do small things with great love, and I don't think any quote better encapsulates your character. As an educator, you not only teach your students about academics and playing the right rhythms, but life lessons too, to be kind, to be good to one another, and you practice what you preach. I think you teach us exactly that our mistakes should never amount to, really hold us down, and that we can push past those things.
In middle school, Oakview's Nick Shaskos was selected.
A great quality Nick has is his humor. He just gets middle school kids. He's always a teacher, taking spirit days to another level. He will often dress up, wear a wig, or carry the strangest prop all day just to entertain students. The students always look forward to what Mr. Shaskos will do for the next Spirit Day. It's not surprising that the character trait humor comes up as one of his top positivity project traits.
I don't know, we all work hard. It's what we do, right? I mean, it's you don't just think about it. You just come out and you just work. You know what your job is. You know you're in charge of teaching these kids and moving on. It's it's success right now and where they're at, and you're in charge of that. It's kind of scary a little bit. It's kind of scary to know that you're teaching these kids and hoping that you're going to make them successful in society one day and that they're going to be productive adults. And you have a hand in that. You have a hand in that. I have a hand in that. We have a hand in that, right? So it's humbling. It's nice to be honored.
The elementary honoree was Norman Wright from Orion Oaks Elementary.
Teacher whose students will enjoy coming to school, where the classroom is a safe space to learn, just like Mr. Wright did for me. Another stated he is not only an amazing teacher, but an amazing man and role model. I believe that when Aristotle constructed his concept of a virtuous man, he was envisioning Mr. Wright. One parent wrote, "My daughter had seen herself as a writer since early in elementary. But during her 5th grade year, Norman taught her that she could also write as a means to learn about herself through the expression in her writing. Norman created a more confident girl who turns to writing now to manage her stress and anxiety. My son, on the other hand, was a reluctant writer until 5th grade, when Norman proved to him that everyone is a writer. He taught my son that he too had something to say, and that writing is a very powerful way to speak. His colleagues have stated, "I know of no other educator who is more deserving of this honor." Norman is a student-centered, highly dedicated teacher who exemplifies continuous professionalism with students, colleagues, and parents. He is consistently calm, steady, and his demeanor not only diffuses students who are angry, but also communicates to students that he's an adult that they can always count on and trust.
Thank you for watching, and go Dragons!
Inside the Dragons is produced by the Lake Orion Community Schools in partnership with Orion Neighborhood Television. For up-to-date news and information about the Lake Orion Schools, visit our website at lakeorionschools.org and watch us on Comcast Educational Access Channel 22 and AT&T UVerse Channel 99.